From my time in the Touhou community, I've witnessed the announcement of 3 Touhou games, but this is by far the most excited I've ever been for one. Touhou 19, Fury King Garden, Unfinished Dream of All Living Ghost. And it's a versus multiplayer game. The first mainline Touhou versus SHMUP since 2005. I love the Phantasmagoria multiplayer games, and I'm so hyped we're finally getting another one. Okay, so story. Keep in mind this is from Deep Language Translator. Due to the opening of the market, the ownership of the ancient land has been lost. The land that lost its owner will become desolate. But there is no need to worry. The spirits will naturally take possession of the land, and it will regain its usual tightness. Unless there are greedy beasts there. This time, it's an unusual game of competitive bullets. So, this game is going to tie into the events of Touhou 18 and 18.5, and with the mention of beasts, is also tying into Touhou 17 and 17.5. This means that following the Triple Sumireko arc, we have another long-running connected storyline in Touhou, and this might be the climax of it. We've seen 3 of the beast leaders so far, but is there a 4th one? This is probably the Touhou game with the most exciting story reveals since, I don't know, Legacy of Lunatic Kingdom? Also, Zune mentions the story mode is massive, meaning that all the characters will likely have a campaign. All 19 of 19 characters! The initial roster. Oh my god. So, Reimu and Marissa, right? But Reimu's got her 17 outfit to fit the animal theme, and Marissa's wearing a bow with cat-like ears. And, okay, here's a fun fact. Every character in a main numbered game besides Sanai was a playable character in Touhou 9 since Touhou 10. Reimu even uses her Touhou 9 sprite here. But the other revealed characters? They're all completely new to Touhou Bullet Hells. We have Nazrin from Touhou 12, Seiran from Touhou 15, and An from Touhou 16. This is a Zune roster. Nazrin is like the most popular character here, and even that's stretching things a bit. Oh, also, there's 19 character slots, and 5 characters revealed. Each character revealed originates from a different Touhou game. 18 minus 5 is 13, and there's 14 slots left. That's enough for several configurations, so here's some of my guesses. 1. We get a character from every Touhou game, and 1 new character. 2. We skip Touhou 3 like Touhou 9 did, get Yuka and Alice for Touhou 4 and 5, and then a rep each for 6 to 18. This leaves room for 2 new characters. 3, and what I think is the most likely from these guesses, we get a rep each from 6 to 18, and 4 new characters. Touhou 9 introduced Medicine, Komachi, Shikieki, and Aya, so this would line up. I would be totally fine with any of these configurations, but we could also go in a different direction. When Touhou 13.5 came out, that game only had characters from 10 to 13. Maybe we'll only see characters from newer games here too. Though, honestly, I do expect at least some more returning characters from Touhou 9, so Zune can reuse sprites. I would be a bit disappointed if, say, most of the rest of the roster was Yomu, Sakuya, Raisin, Sanai, and other characters we've already seen. But with the game's theming, I think at the very least, they would be remixed somehow. I'll talk more about the roster later, but let's take a look at the gameplay. Unlike previous games with 2 parallel screens for each character, Touhou 19 splits one background in half and has both players take a side. When an attack is used, the borders disappear, and the connected world looks really cool. This might have gameplay effects too, but we'll see. Zune says the game plays more like a standard Touhou game than 9, and I think we have a good indicator of that with the bottom right corner. Like Touhou 3, it seems like characters will once again have limited bombs. This means the game won't be level 2 spam. I hope. Attacks are still here though. We can see the charge gauge and on firing a shot. Curved lasers in a Phantasmagoria game. Good luck! We can also see what is presumably Nazrin's passive skill with her pendant coming down. There's another pretty big change in that characters have 3 hearts instead of 5. Will this game use a more traditional hit system? We'll see. Something else that has people talking? This. Cards are back. The idea makes a lot of sense. In fact, Soku already had deck building. Here though, it seems like characters can get slight variations. This seems like Nazrin has Marissa's laser, for example. So I could fight you with a Reimu that's different from your Reimu maybe. Neat. I hope it's balanced, considering the last 2 card games. We can glean a bit more about gameplay from the title screen, and this has a bit of bad news. The title screen looks really rad, and I like the lighting, but there is no replay option, which is a huge shame. It'll make sharing gameplay a lot harder. There's also no high score option, so yeah. I am sorry for people who score. It seems like this won't be a game for that, and I understand being disappointed. Okay, so then, art. First off, this is a hexagonal select screen with a circular selector. It doesn't properly fit. This might be temporary since this is early dev, but that's pretty funny. But yeah, look at Nazarin's face. Oh my god. She has new art since Zoon's style from 13 onwards is so different, but most characters have portraits based on old artwork. Marissa has red eyes, again, and it will also mean nothing, again. If you look at bullets fired, we can see a lot of animals. Very intriguing. Okay, but the elephant in the room, Reimu's attacking sprite. This looks way different than anything else. An has her standard portrait, but this is like, I think this is drawn by another artist. Zoon's wife has been helping more with the games, and Alfie's helped with Touhou 9. It's entirely reasonable to assume Zoon got more art help. Okay, so all of that is done. I wanted to end this video talking about the roster. I really hope this is Touhou's Smash Bros moment. 17.5 had fun revealing characters one by one and keeping a few a surprise, and I could see Touhou following a similar route. Imagine how exciting it would be to hear that a new character from 19 is getting revealed. Imagine all the speculation. But, who is going to join? I brought up the idea of representing every Touhou game. There are enough slots for that. But my friend C. Kenshin had two really interesting theories I wanted to share. One thing to notice right now is that all three characters revealed are animals. This fits the theme of 17 and the game's Japanese title, Furry King Garden. The English title is Unfinished Dream of All Living Ghost. Now I know we always say this, but I really mean it this time. If Mima were to come back, this would be the one game to do it. I'd normally say her odds are like 1 in 50, but I'd be willing to say they're 1 in 5 here. But we have animals, and potentially ghosts. The ghosts could refer to animal spirits, of course, but I think having some conflict with the roster between animals and spirits would be interesting. Plus, POFV dealt with death. So, Kenshin's first theory is that the roster will somehow be split between animals and spirits. Kenshin's second theory relates to animals. The three animals we have right now could represent a dog, a rabbit, and a rat. All animals on the Chinese zodiac. Kenshin thinks we might get characters representing the entire zodiac. This leaves room for a lot of returning faces. A tiger? Sho. A goat? Yuma. We could get new characters too. There's no Pig Touhou character yet. And I mean, of course I want a Pig Touhou character. I feel like I'd be legally obligated to have her in my top 10. Now, this does go against my idea of bringing back one character from every previous Touhou game, but I think the idea of splitting the roster across Zodiac slots is too good to pass up, and would make sense. So yeah, Touhou 19. A lot to talk about, and a lot to be excited for. I am just, like, so unbelievably happy this game exists. I can't wait to play this game on my own to experience the story, with friends to experience combat, and maybe I can even play with some of you. I can say without a doubt this is the most excited I've ever been as a Touhou fan. Touhou 19's Trial comes out May 7th during Reitaizai, and the full game releases during summer. You can be sure to expect a lot of content from me about things like the character roster until then. For now, thanks for watching, and please Zoon, add a Pig Touhou character, I'm begging you.